In recent years, writers of Korean dramas have been slowly but inexorably pulling the industry away from the worst cliches and tropes of the past decades. They've been doing this by cracking meta jokes on tropes that we have all come to expect at certain points in a drama. They've also been doing this by sneaking in interesting, offbeat characters in the background of the main plot. Characters like Usuji from Because This Is My First Life, who, understandably, deploys the torture devices known to the world as bras and goes without in public, often shocking her friends and colleagues. Or like Veronica Park from Secret Life of My Secretary, without whose insouciant disregard for traditional female behavior in Korean society, the burden of prominent female representation in the drama would have fallen on the shoulders of a diffident, passive-aggressive, guilt-ridden heroine, or an angsty, passive-aggressive, guilt-ridden semi-villain. I've noticed that the human conflicts and the subplots for these characters tend to be a lot more confident in breaking stereotypes. Maybe because it's in the background and writers can get away with it without the audience and producers losing their collective minds. For instance, a lot of Secret Life dealt with the class divide. Most of its conflict arose from the bad treatment of secretaries in the hero's company. Jung Gal-hee had been treated poorly by Dominic for years and kept in constant dread of losing her job. Although their eventual love story was quite lovely, this aspect of Dominic's behavior was never satisfactorily dealt with. When the secretaries went on strike to get better pay and security in their position, the reason Dominic bent to their demands was because Jung Gal-hee was standing in the cold and falling sick, not because he felt a whole lot of sympathy for the plight of his subordinates. And this, to our damn squib of a heroine, was dashing heroic behavior. Now, Veronica Park, the heiress and business magnate Jung Gal-hee was impersonating, is completely alien to the idea of subservience. She's also a terror to work for. Yet, Veronica understood Jung Gal-hee's need for a small revenge on her boss much more quickly than Dominic did. She also doesn't need a tour of Jung Gal-hee's tiny home to understand that debt and family obligations can force you to stay at a job that would be healthier for you to leave. Veronica might be unapologetic about using her privilege to further her own goals, but unlike our hero, she isn't oblivious to the worldly realities that would keep someone of Jung Gal-hee's class from achieving their dreams. We see this when she bluntly advises Jung Gal-hee's sister that she should give up her get-rich-quick dreams since she doesn't have the talents to make it big on screen. But then she turns around and helps the girl get a job at her production so she can learn the craft of acting from scratch. Veronica understands dreams and how the lack of money and support can be a hindrance. Throughout the drama, I kept thinking that Veronica was a much more capable CEO and boss than our hero Dominic. She has a finger on the pulse of her company, she hatches a convoluted, but to her mind, fun plot to defy her mother's matchmaking plans, and she pursues the man she's attracted to with her characteristic forthrightness. All of this without any of the hand-wringing that Jung Gal-hee constantly indulges in. But then, Jung Gal-hee has the burden of being the female lead. She must have a tender heart. She must constantly feel guilty for deceiving the demanding boss who never gave her situation a thought in the years she worked for him. Now, to my mind, Veronica Park could easily be the lead of a drama. She's revolutionary, aspirational, and pretty awesome. But the audience is probably not ready for her yet. But at least we got a sexually experienced, clever, successful female character with her own happily ever after arc in a drama, and she's not even in competition with the heroine. Veronica even helps further Jung Gal-hee's romance with Dominic. So for now, as writers compromise their original visions so that the ending fits the current ideal K-drama mold, I look forward to them sneaking in more characters like Veronica in the background. Smart, willful, unconventional characters who are busy dismantling stereotypes while doing their own thing.